Gentlemen, have a great week of I just butchered that. Gentlemen, have a great week of reselling.
Bread and butter and sour.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Finest Flippers Resale Podcast, episode Double Nickels. Gentlemen, how are you this evening?
Hey, guys. 55. Isn't there like a song about don't drive 55 or something?
Yeah,
I don't
drive
know.
55.
Hey, I think our podcast, don't we officially qualify for the AARP now? 55?
I guess we do.
Yeah.
We're now senior citizens in the podcast world.
Yeah, we need to figure out a little assisted living. Guys, don't adjust your screens. We are wearing the same exact clothes as episode 54 because after the $1 Million Peddlers last week, the conversation just kept flowing. So we're going to just add on a little bonus episode for 55. So Lizzie and I went thrifting yesterday, and we were in this thrift store, and she decided to invest in China for the first time. Not the country, but China. And she really wanted to get your feedback on what she had purchased, okay, and if you were to approve of it.
Okay, what is it?
So she asked me to actually bring a cup on. It's called Blue Rose, and it is by Akura.
Who is it?
Akura. It is Okura.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that pattern, but I mean, did she comp it at all, or just because was it? I mean, it's a cool looking pattern, but
so apparently it's from 1968.
Yeah,
and we got an 8-piece set of the mug and the saucer, and then a bowl and a plate. And it looked like it's a very slow seller apparently, but
most China is, Johnny. So
yeah. So 2 of these with the saucers were going for like $200.
Yeah, I mean, sold prices. Here's yeah, I mean I think you did well. I mean, there's, like you said, there's not, if you look at all of 2004, there's probably, this isn't just cups and saucers, but this China in general. I mean, it does move. And I don't know what you have in it. You can
60.
probably, so yeah, I think that's a great buy. I mean, I would have definitely picked it up. I mean, in general, anytime I can buy, multiple place settings of China, say 8 place settings, and, I can get it where my cost per piece is, when I'm buying that much, I like for my cost per piece to be like 50 cents or less, but, I know I'm going to make money. Now, it may take a while, and I tend to piece everything out, like individual. So dinner plates, I always sell individually. So just like using like one dinner plate.
Yeah.
Bread and butter and salad plates, I pair those up, usually like sell a pair, just because they're usually people are more, it just takes forever to sell 8 salad plates individually. Cups and saucers, sometimes I pair them up. Usually I just sell them individually. If no other reason, I mean, cups and saucers are the bane of my existence when it comes to shipping, because invariably people will buy like 8 of them, and they're just a pain to get in. Find a box that fits in the 1728 cubic. And the good thing is, if they're buying 8, usually you've got enough margin there. You can like even just absorb shipping for a second box if you have to. But that seems like a great set of China. I have not seen that before, but I definitely would have picked it up. So
you would like something like where we have like the cup and the saucer. Yep. You would do separate versus
no cup and saucer you sell together.
Okay.
And and
then there's like a bowl and a salad plate.
I mean, how many do you have?
There's 8 of each.
Oh, yeah. If you have, I would list the bowl, especially something that expensive. I might sell either individually or like a pair of salad plates and a pair of bowls. I mean, I don't ever like mix and match. The only time I've ever like sold like different pieces together is like when I just get it and I have like one of each, and just I might sell like a dinner plate, a salad plate, and a dessert plate together or something. But
Yeah.
do you see my do you see my two posters I found behind me here?
Yeah, those are cool. So
they're signed by the artist, and the ones the Jimmy Buffett show from I don't know what year it is. Let's see, 1996, and then the other one that you can, that one's the Parrot Head Convention Meeting of the Minds in Key West, and it's by the same artist, and it's from '98. And actually, a friend of mine found them at a thrift shop, and then he sold them to me. So, I think I'm going to keep the Jimmy Buffett one and sell the other one, I think. But
yeah,
at least cool. We can show them.
What does the Jimmy Buffett one go for?
It looked like sign like that, maybe $100 somewhere.
Really?
I found some comps that were higher and some that were lower, but a lot of times you'll see comps that where somebody just did an auction, and they start it too low and there's one bidder. But I usually exclude auctions from my comps for that reason. And the buy it now prices, we're mostly like $60 to $100 or so. So
I just figured parrot heads would pay a lot for stuff like that.
And then this was a cool piece too. It's one of the military where they cross the equator, and they get the artwork on that's really cool. They're not particularly valuable, but
it's fun though.
They're definitely cool. Oh, and then just switching gears, Rosie came over to eat, like I said, and she was given constructive criticism on the podcast. She said she watched the last episode and she said it was really good, but she did say y'all may want to consider trying to limit your episodes to like 30 to 35 minutes, just because she said, like, for me, she said I can watch a 30-minute podcast, but I can't watch an hour podcast. And I know like your view percentage plays into, I think, how you get pushed and stuff too. So I know we've, done shorter episodes and they've always seemed to be well received. So, we may want to like see if we can hit hard, get in and get out.
Well, our longer ones are the ones that have our guest in them.
Well, I was going to say that, and, and have the hour ones for guests and try to maybe do ours, 30-minute shows. And we might even get where we film two and then. So
I have heard that YouTube is pushing out longer videos right now. So.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's true or not, but who knows?
Works for me.
Well, longer one.
This one right here, I want y'all to see this. I got this desk model Cessna T-37, and I picked it up in Panama City Beach last time I went, and it sold for $126.
Dang!
And it was a really good sale for me. I was excited about that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
kudos, man! Nice job. Those ones are exciting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a neat little model. It's actually the one I put up. I don't know if y'all saw the little short video that I made. It's flying. Looks like it's flying. That's the one.
Yeah. Oh, that's that one. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Stuart, not to beat a dead horse on this China, but the bowls and those plates, do those separate, and then the cups and the saucers together?
Yeah. So, like, because cup and saucer go together. I mean, you'll have very little success trying to sell just a saucer.
Yeah, gotcha.
But, in general, like, China's not that popular anymore. So you don't have that many new people looking to get into China and buy like a set. Most of the people buying China are, they got grandmother's China, they chipped a piece, so they're looking for a single plate. They're looking for a cup and saucer. Now cups and saucers too kind of playing. There's people who collect cups and saucers, and so those are really cool looking. So you might, sell some of those just to people who like cups and saucers.
Yeah, and everything on replacements.com was sold out.
Yeah, and just a quick note about like researching on replacements. And I always, like, when I'm buying stuff from people, I always tell them it's like replacements is a great place to research pattern names, research all the pieces in the pattern, get some information about when it was made, those types of things. But as far as pricing, I mean, I can usually sell stuff. And if you look at comps, this will pretty much hold true on eBay or any other online platform for that matter. You can sell stuff for about a quarter of what replacements sells it for.
Yeah.
So because a lot of times when I go to buy China, people go, well, I looked this up on replacements. This is a $1,500 China set. I'm like, well, I really don't know who still buys on replacements, other than I will say, if you're looking for a very specific piece of China, replacements has a huge inventory. And I think and I know there's also like no risk at all. I mean, if they say it's mint, it's mint. It's not like going and buying from somebody on eBay and they say it's mint, and you get it and it's got a big crack in it. So,
sir, I've got a saucer here. I want you to see. I've had this for a little while.
Is it a saucer or a bread plate? Well, yeah, it does look kind of like a saucer.
It doesn't have no markings on the back of it.
It could be like a berry bowl. That might be like a little shallow berry bowl too. I can't tell, but usually if it's a saucer, it'll have a ring for the cup to sit in. And a lot of times,
it does. You can't really tell it, but it's like right in here.
Oh, okay.
It's indented right there. I have that one, and then I have this little teapot little thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of neat. So, Johnny, the hat that I've got on is from Fanatics.
Old school Braves hat?
Yeah, it's from Fanatics. And I got it at Ambets, $1.99. It's a $30 hat.
Yeah, that's how much hats should be.
Yeah. But this will hang with me for a while.
I like the old day.
Yeah.
I am a strict 47 brand guy, but I do like the old day, the old Hank Aaron day.
Yeah, the whole Hank Aaron. I
just sold this book here for $52 on eBay. It's
say that word.
Dispensational. It's like it's one of the theories of Christianity, but it's got a lot of cool book plates, a lot of cool artwork, and but yeah, it was in like one of the bookshelves I bought. I think I have it may have been in the same lot where I found the money. So it's the lot that keeps on giving.
Is your old store, is it still dragging like we have been?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, my eBay's been terrible. I mean, in general, my online marketplaces have been pretty bad. Thank goodness for Whatnot. I need to find some more postcards though, because I'm just about to the bottom of the barrel, and that's been. I think I've done 5 postcard shows out of all those postcards I did that I found at the that farmhouse in Greenville. Mm-hmm. And it was like a $1,100 show, a $600 show, a $500 show, a $400 show, another. So it was just. But I'm like about out, and I'm been asking.
You should be. You've been at it because I think I've come into each one of your shows, and I was actually watching you before I went to one of my games the other day. I was watching it on YouTube as well. So,
well, I've been alternating like postcards one week and then just general ephemera the next, and I've been trying to put some feelers out to find some more postcard collections, but I haven't had any luck. So,
not to be funny, but if we're out, because we go to estate sales or just stuff all the time, what would you be interested? If I came across something, what would be of interest to at least text you about?
Well, any paper really, Johnny. If you found a box of paper, that's looks old, whether it's postcards or not, photographs, anything that looks old, I would definitely be interested in that if the price is, right. And, if you find a big box of paper and it's probably, less than $10, just buy it and I'll get it from you. But yeah, huge collections of postcards would be nice, but they have to be they have to be like pre-1930. They can't be the the chrome postcards are the ones that are just like the ones you see today. The shine. I mean, they're not necessarily. That doesn't mean they're new. I mean, they started making chrome postcards in the 50s, but chrome postcards just aren't very popular. It's really the ones that are early 1900s. I mean, the best card I sold in the show Friday night. I mean, it was part of a lot, but it's what drove the price of the lot up. There was a card from 1906 in there that was a picture of the Nashville Baseball Club, and they were still in the Southern League, and they were the Southern League champs. And there was a note written on the back of the card, said went to the game, Nashville won, gave the score and everything. And I mean the lot that was in ended up going for like $97.
Dang. That's cool, because some of the like more rural, like estate sales we go to, we tend to see stuff like that, and we always look at it and go, "Oh, that's cool," and then walk.
That's me. I go on. But since Stewart, though, I go over and I give it a look, and I have bought some magazines and stuff. Yeah,
I mean, if you can get it cheap enough and it's not too awkwardly big, I'd even just pay for shipping, to get it over here to me. So, because I'm always, I mean, with Whatnot, and Johnny, from selling on there, I mean, you go through stuff so quick that you're, if you're not constantly finding stuff, you're going to run out of stuff to sell. And
that was almost part of the reason we stopped.
It's just, it adds a level of stress. But now that I'm doing $400 to $600 shows every Friday right now, anyway, with the stuff I've got, it's hard for me to quit that. I mean, that's a nice chunk of change to pull in every week. But I've still got enough general ephemera, I think, to run another, I could probably get no more and I'd still have another month's worth of shows. But, that's really not that long a time. And so I've got to hustle and find some more. And, and it gets to the point where you're even, man, I'm going to have to overpay for this stuff a little bit just because I got to get stuff to sell. And, and you don't, it's not a place you want to be necessarily, but it's the reality of, it's the reality of selling. And I'm, trying to be consistent. I'm hoping to, slowly build my audience to where I have more people in the shows consistently. Because it's still a little frustrating. I mean, I can't complain about the dollar amounts, although it's funny. I was telling Amy, I had a $400 show, and I'm like, man, I should have sold more. And I'm thinking, okay, 3 months ago, you'd have been ecstatic. But
someone's getting addicted.
Yeah. But, so now, I mean, I'll usually have between 10 and 20 people in my show, and, for the whole 4 hours. But I'll sit and watch other shows who are selling, the same kind of stuff I am. I feel like their personality is similar to mine. I mean, I know I don't have the most dynamic, personality for live selling, but there's other people who don't, and they'll have 40 to 50 people in their show, and like, what's the magic pill for that?
Well, Stewart, I have, since on our last episode with Papergoy, I have a thought on our Whatnot show, because I've been thinking about what you and I could sell together. How about records?
I mean, we can try it. How many you got?
I've got quite a bit.
I mean, like I said, my only, like, with selling records online, I just know the people buying them online typically are more like collectors, and they want them in really good condition, which is why I don't sell records online. I just sell them out of my booth, because condition doesn't matter. And, there's no like, they get it, and hey, you didn't disclose this wrinkle in the sleeve, or, there's this micro scratch on side 2 of the.
Well, it's like Mr. Magazine was saying, though, at least on Whatnot, you can kind of show it.
Yeah.
Camera. Hey, here's what you got. This is what you're dealing with, and run it.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. It's a thought.
I can run out to your house sometime, and we can look at what you got, and I mean, I probably have some I can pull from the booth too. So,
okay.
But yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun to do that. So
are either one of y'all big baseball fans, or do y'all get excited about the start of spring training and all that?
I do.
See, I don't either, really. It's funny. Growing up, baseball was probably my number one favorite sport. especially from the like fandom and following it standpoint, my brothers and I were constantly looking at box scores and keeping up with who had the most home runs. And, then when I got to college, I guess baseball's just, it's the most time consuming sport to keep up with because there's so many games. And I just lost interest. It had nothing to do with salaries or anything like that. It was just too hard to keep up with. And I've never really picked back up as watching baseball.
I do like the fact that they put in a pitch clock. I do like that. Speed it up,
Non-traditionalist, you.
Yeah.
It is good from like a TV standpoint, but it sucks when you're in the game and you get up to go get a hot dog and you go back and you miss 3 innings like that.
Yeah. Well, that's why you come in there. You're already full. You don't need anything. You just sit and you watch.
Something about being in the ballpark, you just get hungry. I could have had a full dinner, get to the ballpark, and I'm like just ravaged.
No, I mean,
I
love going to games. I mean, we love going to the Smokies games here in town. Looking forward to them being downtown. In fact, my daughter's who's getting married in May, the rehearsal dinner is going to be at the Smokies Stadium.
That's cool.
So
that's what we should do. Johnny, you should come over and we should go to a Smokies game one night because I haven't been there.
I would be all about that. I'd be all about that. Well, when the Orioles are good, which doesn't, it happens like every some kind of cycle or something, I get like aggressively into it because I know it's fleeting. And in 3 years, they're going to lose 100 games. So I'm currently all in.
I generally have lost my passion for just about every anything sports, even racing, and I'm losing it for the Steelers now because we can't get over the hump. So, I mean, I don't watch pro basketball. I just, because they can walk, they can take 4 or 5 steps and dunk it. It's just,
I could see that being difficult for you to watch.
And I'm sitting there, Johnny, I'm calling the game. I'm like, there's a walk. I can't watch basketball.
Yeah, I would say in order of fandom, my top 3 would be college football, college basketball, and those, I mean, they're probably tied for 1. I mean, I love both of them, and mainly around Tennessee. But I guess I'm more likely. Well, I don't know. I watch a lot of college basketball, regardless, especially the SEC this year because it's so competitive.
Do you think those Stuart, the NIL deals are going to change the landscape?
Who knows? I think it's. I think it's definitely going to change the landscape of, college basketball. I think we're pretty close now to, like, any eligibility rules are going to go out the window. And, I mean, I think you're going to see a player stay at the same school, and I assume the college will still have rules about that to be enrolled, but, I don't know, multiple degrees, or they may eventually become employees of the university and there might be collective bargaining in place because I do think with the NIL stuff, it's so out of control right now that I think from the school standpoint, the only way to reel it in is to eventually, they're going to have to make the athletes employees, and then, they'll be like collective bargaining so that you can have contracts in place where players can't just, leave on a whim and leave mid-season and do all this. Because, right now the courts have pretty much said you can't restrict a player from doing what they want to. I mean, it's, against the law. So until there's a contract in place that keeps those kids at a school. So I don't know. Yeah, to answer your question, it's definitely going to be different. I tend to cheer for the team, and, I don't really, I'm pretty adaptable. I mean, I'm not one of those, this is crap, I'm not ever going to watch college basketball again. I think it's going to be different, but I think it's just something that me personally, I'll just adapt to and continue to watch it. But yeah, I mean, it's already becoming more like a pro sport from the amount of money that the kids are making.
Yeah, for sure.
With it's the wild, wild west because there's no regulation, and the courts have pretty much said you can't do anything to regulate it. If a kid wants to, do this, they can do it, and you can't do anything to stop them. So,
well, might not like the sport, but I do like the apparel that we try to sell.
Yeah,
like Johnny said earlier, I just found this week. The lowercase A for the Atlanta Braves, the old Hank Aaron days.
And NFL would be, the right after those two for me. I mean, that's like you. I mean, I will watch some NBA come playoff time. I think the intensity ramps up, and hockey would fall into that as well. I like to watch playoff hockey, but the regular seasons mean zero in the NBA and hockey. And I think I used to be a huge racing fan, and then I kind of got out of it. But the last year or two, I think the racing's gotten a lot better again. I always watched Talladega and Daytona. That for sure.
I did watch some of Daytona. I did do that,
right.
But yeah, not like I used to.
But I mean, just in general, I don't watch sports like whenever I
don't have time. I just don't.
Yeah,
have
when
time.
I was younger, my life revolved around literally UT sports. I think I told the story one time when Amy and I went camping, and Tennessee, Alabama happened to be playing that weekend, and I couldn't pick it up on the radio because we were down.
So you went down to the local store and.
Well, no, I was like, hey, let's go for a ride, and so we got up, like we were over near Bryson City, North Carolina, I think, camping somewhere, and so we drove and we finally could pick up the game on the radio. I said, well, we're not far from Gatlinburg now. Why don't we go into Gatlinburg? We can find a sports bar and just watch the game. Then we can go back to the campground, and so we do that, and it burns, most all the day by the time we drive over there, watch the game, and come back. And we come back, and while we were there, like somebody had like killed a bear and put it in the creek, and keep it cool, and it was gone by the time we got back. But there were like 4 exciting things that happened while we were gone, and like Amy was just like not happy with me for. Now it's like I would never I love. If I have something else to do, I would not leave the campground just to go find the UT game. So.
Yeah. Well, that is all the time we have this evening on the Finder Flippers Resale Podcast. Episode Double Nickels 55 is in the books, gentlemen. It's a shorter version this week, though, but it was a good one.
Yeah, thought good conversation, fun seeing some of the things that we found and sold. Give Johnny and Lizzie an education on China. So,
it's more than just a country.
Yeah, so we'll see how this shorter show does. We'll see if Rosie's constructive criticism of us that we are a little long-winded sometime. So we're going to try a shorter show, and we'll see how it goes. So,
well, Johnny, I've got it figured out. Maybe since we are at episode 55, we have to do shorter versions so we can get in bed sooner.
Oh, this is true. Well, the people have demanded less of us. So
we're going to give the people what they want.
Rosie watched our episode and said, you know what would make this episode better? Less of you guys.
So thanks, Rosie.
Oh, and hey, Wes, Rosie did take up for you, by the way. Apparently last episode, I don't remember it really. Johnny, you may or may not. When you were showing your money, Wes, Rosie said Johnny and I were just like, not even paying attention to you. We were talking about
I know.
You're sitting there trying to show it, and then finally I said something like, yeah, that's nice, and then just
Johnny was looking down, and I don't know where you were off to, but I just kept going.
I was looking up how much you could sell $10 for, and the answer is $7.50.
I will say I was intrigued by that.
US, so.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I will say though, Johnny, I was intrigued by. Can I make $7.50 on selling this $10? So, well, gentlemen, have a great week, and we will talk soon.
I guess.
See ya.